We have a special presentation now. It will just take a minute, and I want to tell you a little bit about, I'm trying to find a place where the light is not killing me, which is just about nowhere. Oh, that's great. I wanted to honor somebody who isn't here with us today because she's not feeling well, but in part the conference is really dedicated to her, and along with that conversation with Arnie that I talked about earlier, that really this conference was born out of. Zoe Clayson is also an individual who I've spent some time talking with these issues about and learned so much from. And so what we are doing today, because we see this as our first annual conference, is presenting a first annual award. We are calling it the inVision Pioneers Award, and those folks who receive it will be those folks who are changing the way that we see and contributing in some way to our ability to really use visual media in creative and new ways for social change. And Zoe's one of those people. I met her as, she was introduced to me as an evaluator. I met her at a gathering of other evaluators. And then I talked to other folks outside of that group about, well, who is this person, Zoe Clayson? I mean, we seem to have so much in common. I can't believe I haven't met her before. And they said, well, Zoe's not an evaluator, she's a filmmaker. I'm like, oh, well, I met her as an evaluator, okay. And then I talked to somebody else who said, well, she's an academic. She's actually a professor at SF State, and she's been an academic at other universities. So I was just really perplexed, well, who is this person? But she's all of those things. She is a filmmaker. She has made films on her own. She's one of the people who walks around with the camera, unlike me, who, I walk around and I say, Arnie, can you get the camera? And she also is an academic. She conducts research at universities, she teaches, and she's an evaluator. She gets hired sometimes as a researcher to work with nonprofit organizations to assess their effectiveness in the social change they're creating. And long before Sea Change ever existed, she was creating visuals in the service of evaluation of nonprofits and really pioneered in that world. And that's in part why we're honoring her today. But I also want to give you a sense of who she is and how she does her work. And really the honor is so much about her character and her spirit in doing the work in the social change sector. And so what we did is that there's some folks actually here today whose initiative she's been evaluating for a number of years, the folks from the Jacob Center in San Diego. So raise your hands, Jacob Center folks, over here. All right, you should meet these people, and their project is unbelievably amazing. You should definitely take the time to have a conversation. Zoe has been documenting the work of the Jacobs Family Foundation and the Jacob Center for a while now, using a variety of methods. So, some traditional methods like survey or looking at social return on investment, and she's used a lot of digital storytelling and filmmaking. And that process is one that I know from experience involves a lot of in-person time with folks who are doing grassroots change work on the ground, to really hear their stories and understand who they are, and engage them in creating their own media and in sharing stories in ways that are going to be useful to the community itself, not just for external folks coming in and wanting to hear and learn. And so we asked the folks in San Diego to make any comments they wanted about working with Zoe. And so we are lucky to have a comment here that was sent over email, and I just wanted to read a part of it to you. Zoe's firm was one of a team of consultants to undertake an evaluation of a community development initial public offering that the Jacob Center conducted, which offered $500,000 in ownership shares of a commercial development called Market Creek Plaza to community residents in the Diamond neighborhoods of southeastern San Diego. And so that alone is the model that you should really ask people about if you're curious. It's an incredible economic development model. The evaluation included traditional methods such as surveys, but it also included a pathway analysis which really documented the story of this emerging initiative and the progress and how it all unfolded. Zoe anchored the evaluation. She engaged our community residents with competence and respect. She conducted workshops which brought forth the community's insights and wisdom and provoked learning and vision. She's always graceful and positive, with an infectious belief and passion for community work. Her professional experience and expertise led the evaluation through challenges and changes. She never flinched. She has a steadiness that is calming. She unravels problems, and she cares about quality, accuracy, and the legacy of the work. And with that, we award Zoe Clayson the first ever, the inaugural Sea Change inVision Pioneers Award. Congratulations.